the rate last night, look, we don't want to make too much out of the Hall of Fame game. The Raiders won 27-11. Jacksonville didn't play, their starters. Trevor Lawrence is out. Travis Etienne. None of them played. And then for the Raiders, of course, Devontae Adams, no Derek Carr. There was a Josh Jacobs sighting. He ran 5 times for 30 yards. But for the most part, it was the backups. But it doesn't stop us from talking about the Raiders in particular, because VJ, they are in not only what I think is clearly the best division in football, the AFC West, where you have 4, top flight quarterback. Now Carr, of course, isn't like a top 10 guy, but he's in that next group. But obviously Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Justin Herbert. I think it's the best division we've seen maybe in years off the top of my head. Obviously last year the NFC West was great, but Seattle was down because of injuries to Wilson and some other things. And so this is a very tough division. A lot of people feel like the Raiders could actually, I don't think there's a question about it as far as personnel. They're better than they were last year. Added Devontae Adams, added Chandler Jones on the other side of the ball. Got Josh McDaniels, who I do think will be better this time around as a head coach. If not, he's done. If he fails again, this will be his last shot, I would imagine, after failing miserably in Denver years ago. But I think that they I think Kansas City's still the class of the division, or at least the best team. I think they're all going to be close. I think Denver's going to be second. And I think the Raiders could beat out the Chargers for third. I think 3 teams will make the playoffs out of this division, and it'll be between the Raiders and Chargers for that third spot. But what do you think the Raiders can do in this division? Now, I heard you put down money on the Raiders, so it sounds like you believe.
Yeah, I do, and I'll tell you why. When I look at this team, number one, you start with Josh Jacobs. Last night, there was a signing, but they also drafted that stud out of Georgia. So he's been put on notice. A lot of times when running backs are put on notice, it can go one or two ways. They're either going to fall off or they're going to step up. And now you got a guy that can lead a young guy and mentor a young guy. And I really think you see that. I understand it's a preseason game, but I'm still a football head. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to still break the game down, analyze. You still got to block, tackle, pass rush. I thought they looked good last night. I like the energy. That says a lot about a team, is the energy, especially the season they're coming off. I did put money on them there in one of my 18 parlays. I like them to win this division.
You put wow.
Yeah. I like the Raiders.
So you think they're the best team in the division?
And no, you don't have to.
You didn't just bet because it makes sense, because they got long odds?
It was both. No, that too, but I don't think that always the best team in a really good, tight division wins the division. It's a fumble. It's a missed field goal. It's any little thing in week 8, week 13, week 14 that will show up late and possibly cost you the division. On conferences, real quick, everybody loves to get in this, this is a tough conference. This is a tough conference. I like to look at it differently. Or division, excuse me. Tough division. All divisions are tough, even though they're bad teams. We watched Jacksonville, who had nothing to play for in the last week last year, knock the Colts out of the playoffs, which should have never happened. But it was a division game. There's still that pride. So I look at division games a little different. Or, this is tough. That's a weak division. No, when you play division teams, guys get up. I like their
rivalries, yes. But there are, the NFC East was a weak division.
But it's still a tough, but you still don't think.
Rival. Look, you're talking about pro athletes. So
exactly.
They're all great on their own level. But I'm talking about relatively speaking. We ain't comparing the NFC East athletes to Alabama and USC. We're comparing them to the other NFL teams. And by that standard, they're weak. Now, you're right. Philly, Dallas, Washington, Dallas, heck, New York, Dallas, New York,
those are
Washington,
tough
they're all
games.
going to be tough games,
yes,
because of the rivalries. But I'm just saying the teams in, say, the NFC East are fairly weak. So that's what, when we say weak division, that's what we mean.
Okay, I get it, but I just look at it differently.
It's going to be heated.
Yeah, I just look at it
it's going to be a battle. I could take 2 mediocre boxers, put them in the ring, and it might be a great fight. that doesn't mean they're great fighters. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but there's only 3 or 2 great teams in NFL. There's not 10 great teams. There's 10 really good and good teams. There's not 10 great NFL teams. There's like 3 great NFL teams. There's really only 3 teams you can look at and go, but got a legitimate shot. The probability of them winning the Super Bowl.
There's only how many teams?
This season going in right now?
That have a legitimate shot?
Yes.
You only say 3?
Yeah, only 3. Only
really?
3. Yeah.
How?
Yeah, only 3.
You didn't know. That changes every year. You wouldn't. No one ever would have picked the Bengals last year to get there.
Did they win it?
No, but I'm just saying they had a shot.
I know, but it doesn't. I didn't say shot. I said winning it. Now, shot, yeah. There's 8 to.
Did you pick the Rams?
Yeah, well, it depends on what's up with Stafford's elbow now.
No, I mean last year.
Yes, I had the Rams to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
But I had them in the Browns, so I put too much stock in the Browns and Baker. I can admit that, and I blew that pick. But I did have the Rams coming out of the NFC because I thought coming in with Matthew Stafford was really going to be different for them, and it was. So, but with divisions, I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I look at it just kind of different. I don't really like, oh, this is a tougher, or that's a weak division. That's not a weak division, bro. Those teams are still fighting each other to get to a playoffs. And one of those teams, i.e. the Niners, will come on the road, beat Dallas, go on the road, beat the Packers. But, the division was kind of off this year. Yeah, but the team that didn't even win the division went and won 2 road playoff games. But on the Raiders, I like this offense. Devontae Adams, if it's not D-Hop or if it's not, Michael Thomas when he gets his head right and gets his knee right and gets back on the field, if it's not those 2, this is the best receiver in football. And you're getting guy.
He's one of them.
You're getting this guy who's going to a quarterback who threw for almost 4,900 yards. I don't understand the kind of it feels like a slight pick at Carr. I like the kid. But he's the Raiders. It was dysfunctional. They have gone through coaches. It hurts, man. Your development and your winning. And when you get some stability and you get a newfound energy and you get top flight weapons around you, he can take them to the AFC Championship game. I think they're that good, especially bringing in Chandler Jones on the defensive end. You already got Max Crosby, who's one of the top 3.
Needed to improve.
Yeah, that's fine, but you still got Max Crosby there, who's one of the top 3 or 4 rush ends in the league, So I love their chances. I don't believe in Denver. I'm waiting to see KC because I really want to see how much of it was Tariq. Or Andy, or Mahomes, or absolutely.
I mean, Tariq is great, but you don't think Mahomes is great in his own right?
I think he is, but we'll see how great though. When you're taking
4-1,
when you're taking the best weapon,
yards a game without Tariq. I know it's a small sample size, but still,
no. But
they're gonna be nice. Sky Moore,
I love Sky Moore.
Rookie,
I love Sky Moore.
They obviously still have McCole Hardman. Obviously, Travis Kelce is there.
They got
Who's
Valdez
the other
Scantling.
receiver that? Yes,
Valdez Scantling from Green Bay.
Like everybody talks about him dropping balls. He didn't drop any last year. And Rodgers was only looking for Devontae.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's what
I
they
think
like to
Valdez,
say.
Look, they don't have a Tyreek Hill. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
but that receiving core is still nice.
We'll see. But once again, though, Chris, you're also talking about, whether people want to admit it or not, the most dangerous single weapon in football is Tariq Hill. He's the most dangerous guy when you get the ball in his hands in football, and you take that away. That's not taken away from the greatness of Mahomes at all. But you did just lose the most dangerous weapon in the National Football League. So I'm still waiting to check there. I love the Chargers. I think they're an 11-win team because Herbert's that good. Their running backs, their receivers, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, they have a squad there.
So how many teams you got making the playoffs in the division?
I think, too, because I think the AFC is super tough. I think the AFC is super tough this year. I think, too, you can't get 3 out of the division because I think the Colts and the Titans go. I think the Bills and the Dolphins go. And then you have 2 out of that division. And then what am I missing here? Oh, in the North. The North, you got the Raiders, you have the Ravens and the Bengals.
Yeah, I think you got 3 in the West, 1 in the South. And the East and the North are going to fight to which one has 2.
Do you have Tannehill taking that drop? I'm assuming it's Tennessee that you don't have getting in out of the South.
I'm not sure of my pick yet, but I'm only picking either Tennessee or Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm on Indy right now. And I think Derrick Henry healthy back helps Tannehill and makes everybody think he's really good again like they did 2 years ago, and they can get to the playoffs if Derrick Henry's healthy.
Right. It's going to be tough, but I do think there'll be 3 coming out, just like
Okay.
last year with the NFC West. But you think Denver's the worst team in that division?
I don't think they're the worst team in that division. I just think
But
that
you sound like you think they're gonna finish last.
I got them. Yeah, I do. But they can finish last at 10-7.
You praised Carr.
Yes, I like Carr a lot.
I think he's still the 4th best quarterback in that division, which is the worst in that division.
So you think Herbert's better than him already?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so what do you have Herbert? Because when we had the top 10 conversation a few weeks ago, you said you would take Herbert out of the top 10. That would make him next tier where you have Carr.
I don't think I said Herbert. I think I said
Dak.
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 I said Dak and Deshaun. I was like, at this point, we don't know.
Okay, Dak and Deshaun. Yeah, see, I would take those 3 out.
I like Herbert a lot,
Okay.
but I still obviously I got Mahomes number 1. I think I go Russ number 2. I'm expecting.
Okay.
I don't think it was as bad as some people think last year, but I think I'd still have him, then Herbert, then Carr. But they're all good. That's not a slight on.
No.
Nice.
You said when you said they have a great division of quarterback, they do. They probably have the best division as far as quarterbacks go. But I
think it's the best division. Period.
Yeah.
You think there's a doubt? It's the best division
as
in
far
football?
as the best on paper. If we look at it right now, yeah, it's the best division in football. But we always know on kickoff weekend, man, when that first ball gets kicked off, all these predictions and all these records we're going to come up with, and everybody's going to do their preview shows. Half this stuff don't cash in. There's injuries.
Speak for yourself. I mean,
come on,
I'm
man.
the bomb
Yeah,
at this
okay.
type of
All right.
stuff. All right.